Hi, recapped mystery here. A research center is shown at the start of the movie. A girl is seen there whose name was Elizabeth. It was her first day at this research center. She was a nurse by a profession. Now she is introduced to Dr. West. Dr. West shows Elizabeth the whole research center, and Dr. West tells her, "Our first subject who is not in his senses yet, he will be revived in the coming 24 hours. You will have to care him from every angle with pleasing him forever." So Elizabeth agrees with all given instructions by Dr. West. Then movie's story moves to the past. It is the year of 2015. A character Mark is seen in the past where his doctor informs him that he is suffering from cancer and he is at the last stage. Now he has only 1 year for his survival. Hearing this, Mark is very shocked. Mark is seen who was standing on the road with his parked car. Then Mark's friend comes there who had known about his condition recently. She says to him while embracing, she will not be able to live without him. So she arranges a dinner party with all of his friends to please Mark. But nothing was affecting Mark. He wakes up, and he moves into his room to take his tablet. Now Mark returns back. Returning back, he shows an article to all of his friends written 7 years ago. He shows that some scientists had created a bio-artificial heart. It was written in that article that they will perform next experiment on the human beings, through which human organs can be created. Now Mark has to live long now, so he decides that he will move to the frozen cryostasis after selling all his property. After this, he will wake up in his future. So future scientists may revive him. They will be able to revive him once again with the help of the technology, which will be more advanced in the future time. On the other side, Naomi is not satisfied with the decision of Mark at all. She wanted that Mark may continue his treatment by the doctor. Mark tells on this, "My father also suffered from the cancer disease. He was also under the treatment by the doctor. In spite of this, he did not survive, and I don't want to die like him." One of his friends says on this, "Doctor can also pass you through this process after your death." Now Mark had also thought an idea about this. He says, he will kill himself. Due to this, doctors will get the right legally to put his body in the cryostasis. Then it is shown in the future again, where Dr. West was creating the human body through his technology. After this time, when Dr. West had created a man with his technology, his eyes are seen in opening process. It is revealed here, this man is not anyone else but Mark, whom doctors have transferred him into a new body from old one while regenerating his cells to resurrect him. In the same way, as cord is stuck with newborn baby, now there was also a stuck cord-like baby on the abdomen of Mark, through which the food may be supplied to Mark. If this cord-like pipe separated from his body, then he will survive only a few hours. Afterwards, Mark is given a device there by the doctors, so they may restore his past memories in this, to which doctors wanted to display to the whole world, because Mark was that human who had been revived. Nurse Elizabeth had also been seen at the start of the movie. Now she has to take care of Mark for 100 days. Now Mark has to stay in a single room for 100 days. In this way, the days pass gradually. Mark's condition was improving, but Mark used to feel lonesome because of his being alone. Now he was missing his past life, the time that he passed with Naomi, the time of his enjoyment and the parties with his friends. Mark had thought about his future, that his life will be so best, but nothing was happening as such in his future. In fact, he was feeling the support of anyone for walking. In this way, the time passes gradually. His 100 days are accomplished, and Dr. West brings his all team to Mark to celebrate this happiness. Mark is also given an old box where his old things had been put. Now Mark was recalling his all old memories, glimpsing them. Naomi's one of the letters is also found here. He gives that letter to Elizabeth for reading. She reads it for him where it was written by Naomi. She is in deep love with him. Mark was in his sleep, but Naomi's condition is gone worst without him. When Naomi had reached at the age of his 50s, then she had also decided to freeze her body in cryostasis, through which she wanted to restart her life with Mark. He becomes so sad, hearing the letter statements of Naomi's letter. He thinks, how selfish he had been. Now he requests the doctor, and he moves to the place where Naomi's body had been placed. Mark begins to request the doctor, revive Naomi like before, as he had been revived. But doctors forbid of doing this. Doctor tells him, when they had put Naomi's body into cryostasis, then her body had more weakened, so they cannot revive her body again with the help of their technology. Hearing this, Mark was putting blame on him of Naomi's this condition. Now he is more saddened, so his condition becomes worse. Now all the doctors there were observing the altering behavior of Mark there, and they were discussing on this. Elizabeth suggests to the doctors they should allow Mark to leave the research center. He may forget Naomi, observing the outside world. But doctors reply, we will have to give a little time to Mark, so he may get out of the memories of Naomi with his own help. But Elizabeth was also attracting towards Mark in some way, and she was carrying him too much. One day, Mark steals the key of Dr. West's room keys after his departure. Moving to his room, he discovers Dr. West's mind reader device. When he sticks his device with him, then he begins to see Dr. West's old memories and all his conducted experiments in his life. And it is revealed to Mark here that Dr. West had conducted many experiments on the people before, but all the experiments of Dr. West had been flopped. Dr. West had revived the humans, but there was much feebleness in their bodies. Due to this, those subjects had been dead. Fortunately, the experiment conducted on Mark got success, and he had not got any harm. Mark comes to meet Dr. West, and he says to him, coming there, you are responsible of the deaths of all subjects, on whom Dr. West had conducted all the experiments. Dr. West confesses all his mistakes. Mark again moves to the cryostasis chamber of Naomi. After a time, Elizabeth also approaches there. Mark tells her about his old memories, how he had taken his life before going to cryostasis, and he had taken the poison. He further tells her, he had never thought his future life as such, as this future life was going on, and the life that he has been awarded is totally unique from his previous life. Now he asks for help from Elizabeth, so he may get rid from this pain after taking his life. But Elizabeth forbids him while weeping, because Elizabeth had also started to love Mark in some way. When Mark comes back to his room, then Elizabeth also embraces him, coming to him, and she also tells the name of that medication in his ear. With this, taking this, he will take an easeful death. Now Mark goes to the laboratory of Research Institute, and he begins to search for the told medicine of Elizabeth at that place. He sees his flashback as he is going to take that poisonous medicine, where he had also ended his life after taking the poison. He takes that bottle and comes to the cryostasis chamber of Naomi again. He takes that poisonous medicine, recalling all his memories. He also disconnects the connection of cryostasis chamber, so Naomi will also become the part of these futile experiments if she is revived. Now he was waiting for his death, sitting at that place. After this, it is shown at the end of the movie, there were all doctors before Mark. When he opens his eyes, Dr. West tells him, you had not lost your life by the disease of cancer, so you took your life, taking the poison, for your another life, so don't spoil your second life now.